Hi, everyone. I'm really happy to be here today. And for all of you, I'm really happy that you're here, especially if you're a return viewer, because it's been months since I've made a video, and not just a few months, but it's been like 6 months. And it's been really rough. I've been dealing with some things. A couple videos ago, I was talking about my health, and over the last 4 months, it's been a lot of doctor's appointments, and it's taken a lot of time to finally get a diagnosis. And I've been told that I have myofascial pain syndrome. I had never heard of that, but it's like fibromyalgia. It's a chronic pain syndrome. Apparently, there's no cure for it. It's kind of complicated, and it's not really what this video is about. But I have a good physical therapist who's really helping me find ways to get it under control and manage it. And so things are getting better, and I'm back. There's been so much that's happened in the reptile room over the last 4 months. And usually it's all kinds of stuff that I would be sharing with you with at least a video once a week. And so I have a lot of stuff to catch up with you on. But the one biggest thing I have to catch up with you on is what this video is about. And I'm so excited about it. And over the last 4 months, I've just been in such bad shape. And the animals have been so much emotional support. And aside from my dog Luna, and I shouldn't talk about them without saying that my wife has saved my life through the whole thing. And she's just been awesome, like usual. But my dog Luna, all of the animals have been just so much emotional support, and they really helped me get through what is hopefully was the worst of all of it. But this new member of the family is one person who's really helped me get through a lot of it the most. So I can't wait to show her to you. And she's right here. So this is Galadriel. And Galadriel gets her name from a very powerful elf in Lord of the Rings. And I thought a big, powerful female that rules the forest is a perfect namesake for this snake. And I love my ball python, Jerry. Hold on just a second. This is a lot of snakes. She's so big. I love my male ball python, Jerry, but I've always wanted a female ball python, if for any reason, just because they're bigger. And so I decided I wanted to get a female ball python, and I went to work on this 5 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot enclosure behind me. And I'll talk about that enclosure in more detail in a later video. But I went to work and built that and started looking for a snake. And as I usually would, I started looking at baby snakes, and there were just so many of them. And really, everyone knows it. There's just too many people breeding ball pythons. All you have to do is go to any reptile expo, and really, more simple than that, just look at how many ball pythons are for sale on Morph Market. It's just incredible. And I felt like I wanted to find a female that was a retired breeder, and as I started looking for that, I found that there's lots of them, which really just tells you there's a lot of breeders out there that have too many snakes. So I decided to take in one of these retired breeder female ball pythons. And she is just so wonderful. When she first arrived, she was so nervous and she would hiss and hiss. And it was the kind of hiss that you would just ignore because it was all bark and no bite. But she was nervous and she didn't know any other life other than just a life with a breeder. And I'm not going to talk about the good or bad of that. Um, it's just quite a bit different. But this is a snake that was cared for very well. And my vet checked her out as being very healthy. And I know that the breeder who sold me this snake cared about this snake, but it was never taken care of like a pet. It was never loved like a pet. But it's just a different life than being a loved pet and having a spacious enclosure that a breeder might not be able to give to all of their snakes. And so she's had a lot to get used to. If she was a baby, I would do things really differently with her. I would probably have put her in her enclosure and just left her be for at least a week, if not more. And I would keep the handling to a minimum for quite a while and let her grow into it. But this is an adult snake, and this is a snake with an adult brain, and not the scared, timid baby snake, but a confident, curious adult. And so I decided the best way to work with her was just to take her out every single day and spend a lot of time with her and spend a lot of time with her in different places in my house and get her used to just a lot of things in my house. And that's worked really well. So she's just been so fun to spend time with. And I've just fallen in love with this snake. And she's so big. I have never seen a ball python this big. I got her just when things started getting really bad, and it really wasn't something that I saw coming. It just kind of coincided with when I got her. And so this snake has been really special to me. I've spent a lot of time with her. And she's been as much emotional support as any animal could ever be. And what else can I tell you about Gadriel? I'm so happy that she has found her way here to have a home here with me. So, like I said, it really is a kind of a different situation for Gadriel. She has a bioactive enclosure, and even though there's no plants, all I did was take a couple handfuls of Jerry's substrate and a couple handfuls of Rex's substrate and throw it in there with hers. And now her enclosure after a month is already just crawling with isopods. And I did have some limbs in her enclosure for her to climb on. But I decided to take them out because she's just not very good at climbing. She's getting better. All of the time that she spends on me, she's climbing, and that's another reason I have tried to take her out every day and spend a good amount of time with her just so that she gets a lot of exercise climbing around on me. And she's not extremely overweight. She's just a little overweight. The breeder had paired her with a male one time before she had decided to sell her. So I did take her to the vet because I wanted to get an ultrasound and see if she was gravid. And the vet saw eggs, but she said they were small eggs, and her best guess is that she will absorb those eggs and that they were not fertile eggs. So when springtime comes, we'll see. And she is just a beautiful snake. She's just a 100% wild type. There's nothing in her genetics but pure just wild type, normal ball python. And her colors are just so beautiful. We'll bring her over here and see if we can get a closer look. She is just a gorgeous snake. I hope you enjoyed meeting Galadriel, and I love her so much. I'm sure you'll see a lot more of her in the future. And like I said, I'm back. I don't know if I'll be uploading videos twice a week like I used to. It might just depend on what's going on. But I promise that I have some really cool things coming up. And the next video I post is going to be an updated reptile room tour, which is really overdue. I haven't done one of those for over a year. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm really happy to be back. Honestly, at one point I considered quitting the channel, and I'm glad I didn't decide to quit. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Say bye. Say bye.